Hello and welcome along to a new video. This is my monthly haul for the month of March. Now in March it started off like any other month. You went to the shops, you bought your goods, you came back home, and by the end of March everybody in the whole world was in total lockdown. So at this point I'd just like to thank all the NHS workers in the UK and obviously health workers from across the world who have put their lives at risk during this epidemic, and hopefully we are now in the dying stages. I know we're not out of the woods yet, but I think that we've turned the corner in it, and I would like to think that we are now heading towards a more normal life, whatever that will be. So a big shout out and a big thank you for all of those people who've put their lives at risk to keep us safe and also keep this country moving and working. Okay, so from my last video from the haul in January and February, I forgot to put a title in, and that title was Just Jim. I had to get this on DVD. It doesn't exist on Blu Ray. It's a film that's quite similar to Submarine, which Craig Roberts starred in. He directs this film. It's a great little film, and I look forward to seeing more stuff from him. And it cost me £0 because I signed up for Amazon Prime, and you get £5 voucher for Amazon Prime, and the £5 paid for this. So I was happy to get this because it's one of them films that doesn't seem to just, you can't just walk into a shop and buy it, unfortunately. But yeah, so £0, that was a score. That was from last month. So for March, the first title I picked up was Tales of Witness Madness. Now this is an anthology from the 70s horror movie, thriller movie. The picture quality isn't great on it. It's all right. It's got a lot of damage on it, but it is what it is. It was cheap, so I do like these anthology videos, films. So I was glad to get this in because I do try to collect the anthology series, Amicus, that type of stuff. So yes, and that was about £6. Next I got another DVD, going mad with the DVDs, and that's Mrs. Merton and Malcolm. It's a TV series. I think it was just a TV series of 6 episodes. There was only one. It's written and starring the great Caroline Aherne, who is one of the funniest people out there. She wrote and starred in The Royal Family as well, along with Craig Cash. It's a great little series, and I'd strongly recommend it. Of course, it's got as well Brian Murphy, who was in the great sitcom George and Mildred. Yes, so thoroughly recommend this, and another one that is only available on DVD. Sometimes that's where you've got to go. That's just the way it is. Now also the next one I got was a title that I'd been really intrigued in for quite a while, and I saw one for about £10. Sometimes it's very expensive, but I saw one for about £10 on eBay. So I picked it up, watched it, and was, as everybody has seen it, is thoroughly amazed by it, and is also, have never seen a film like it. And that is the Japanese film House. It is just bizarre. It's crazy, it's nuts, it's very watchable. It's a film like you would never see again. I can't really describe it apart from it's an unforgettable mixture of bubblegum, teen melodrama, and grisly phantasmagoria. Yes, I would say that was a good description of this movie. It's a great film to watch. I highly recommend it, and a lot of people who have seen it also recommend it. So if you're a fan of oddness, check out House. The next film was the one that I've already seen a few times. I was really surprised by it when I saw it. I thought it was going to be, I had to see it because of reviews I'd heard about it. I'm a fan of music, as you can see. So I thought I'd take a chance on it and see what it's like. The film I got, I loved it. I upgraded to 4K, and I've been waiting for this version to come out, this extra version to come out, but it just didn't seem to like be available. Then I was just walking around in HMV and I saw this for Blu Ray, and I thought, well, I'll pick it up because I want to see what the difference is. And that is A Star Is Born Encore edition, which has an extra 12 minutes in, I believe. So I did really want to watch this for the extra bits, and to be honest, the extra bits, they're all right, but it doesn't add anything to the movie for me. That means I really do prefer the theatrical cut, which is unusual because usually I always try to go for the fuller version, but on this one I will say it's interesting to have, and I will keep it and I will watch it from time to time, but I do prefer the theatrical version. And Lady Gaga's performance in here is outstanding, and also Andrew Dice Clay excuse me, is in here as well, and he's utterly brilliant, as he's brilliant in everything for me. So yes, so that was £10, but I would have preferred it on a 4K disc with both cuts on, but that doesn't seem to be coming out. It probably will come out, but if it does, I'll upgrade to that and get rid of this one. But yes, it's good for a watch, but you're not getting too much extra. It's not gonna there's no plot benefits for watching the longer version, but I was interested to see it anyway. So next I got another 88 films release, and that is Spine number 55 from 1969, and it is Beatrice Cenci. I don't think that's the right pronunciation. I think it's something like Cenci, but I can't say that. It's directed by Lucio Fulci, so it is quite gory. It's okay. I wouldn't say it's the best Fulci film I've seen. I think I've seen a lot more interesting films by him, but the print is very good on it. And also I did like the fact of it starred Thomas Millian, who I'm starting to get into quite a lot at the minute. I think his films that I've seen with him in it, I do find him a great actor, and I do rate him very highly. Yes, it's not the greatest Fulci film, but it's quite good and quite gory for 1969. Some very gory set pieces in it. So next after that one, I was in CEX and I was looking for The Dark Knight Rises on 4K, sorry, The Dark Knight on 4K, and they said they were going to have a special edition in there. When I got there, it was just a regular edition. It was all beaten up, so I didn't go for it. So I mooched on the shelf and I found this for £1. Now, these movies, they are what they are. They are a bit stupid, they are a bit daft. Sometimes they're not as funny. They're not great, but I do quite like them. They're in the vein of Naked Gun, Airplane. Some of them are made by the makers of Airplane and Naked Gun, so they're all right. They're worth a watch. I do sort of like these ones, but you do feel like you're grown at sometimes that some of the jokes are a bit silly. But yeah, for £1, So this one I'm going to have to do a little bit of hand censoring on the picture. So this one here is another one from 88 Films. Now what it is it's Amazonia. It's Spy number 42 from 1985. Now I'll have to cover that one as well. So the reason why I got this, I had this anyway, I didn't have the slipcover, but when I've been starting to get the later versions of 88 Films, they've been coming with slipcovers. So I've went back in time to change my these versions to the ones with slipcases. I've been getting them off eBay and then selling me versions of these. Now the slipcases only go, this is 42, and this is the last one that they go to, and they won't go to 41 and 40. So I've stopped there. So my original ones from 40 to 41 are slipcase less, and this one here 42 is the start of all the ones that have to 60 that all have slipcases on. I do like a slipcase, and if I could have done, I would have collected them all. But as you know, the 88 Films haven't released all of them in slipcases, and I would find them a little bit higgledy-piggledy on the shelf. And as you know, with being an OCD collector, that just wouldn't do. So yes, that's Amazonia. Now also from 88, I collected, I've got this one, which is Spine number 50 and 51. It is Killer Crocodile 1 and 2. Now it comes in a hard box with both your discs in there, and so it goes on the shelf. It's a bit odd that you've got that. It's a nice box set. It's a bit odd that you've got that next to all the ones that are single releases with their slipcases on, but it is what it is. It doesn't look too bad. And also these films are really good. I thought I wouldn't have liked them I was holding off on it quite a while, but I just couldn't believe how good they are. And basically, Killer Crocodile 1 is just Jaws with a crocodile. It's blatantly ripped off. The whole storyline is so close, it's unbelievable. But highly recommended, and the prints are really good in it. So, and they come from 1990 and 1989. So yes, with quite a lot of extras on, and strangely enough, the only one they've ever done in a hard box. So this would have been my last day in HMV in the month of March. I think it was the 20th of March, and I picked up these two from 101 Films. This one here, they're only £5. Cracking the World. I got it. I didn't realise that it starred someone who I quite like. It's Jeanette Scott, who's the daughter of Thora Hird, if you remember her. And she was in School for Scoundrels, and which I've got on Blu Ray, which I think is a great film. And so she was in this, so that was a bit of a double whammy for me, which I really enjoyed. The print on it is okay. It's not great. 101 Films do have a tendency to just release them, not bog standard, but they do not scrimp on the restoration, but I don't think they go too much into restoration. But as a film, it's a really good film, and I really enjoyed it, and I would expect that it's a film that you would never see anywhere else. So for that's a good reason to pick it up. Some of these films aren't available in any other edition, so 101 Films sometimes do release a film that you would think you haven't heard of it, and it's a film that you can have a good time with. So for 101 Films are quite good for that reason. So the other one I got from 101 Films was a film called Project X. Now it's by William Castle. I'm a big fan of his movies, and I haven't seen it. I did have a quick flick through it. It looked okay. Some of the effects with this whole sort of, it's got this I can't even describe it as kind of this psychedelic look to it. It's from Cracking the World was from 1965, and Project X is from 1968. But it's not. It doesn't look too bad. I haven't watched it yet. It's on the massive to watch list, but for £5, why not? And it's got a slipcover, so that was another reason to buy it. Good old slipcovers, gotta love them. So I'll have to hand censor this one as well. So this, I wouldn't say this was one I would have really bought if it wasn't in the Italian collection. I haven't watched it yet. I believe I might have watched it back in the day, but I don't think I did. It could be just something that I was mixing up with someone else. And it's 11 Days and 11 Nights. Now, there's another one where I had to get the slipcase. I got it from eBay at quite a decent price. Can't really show you any more of this because of what's on the cover. But the print on it is it's quite good. It's nothing. I just don't feel like it's a film that I do think that I'm really interested in. I don't think it's got any gore in it. It's obviously by Joe D'Amato, I'm just saying there, so that explains a lot of things behind the content in it. But it's in the collection. I've went for it. I will watch it probably sometime one day, but it's not high on the list as well. So the last title I got for the month of March was a film by Fritz Lang, who I'm a big fan of. All his films I've seen have been excellent, and it's another one that stars a lady called, I have to find her name here if I can see it. I don't think I can, but she's a great actress who was in another film called Frau im Mond from Fritz Lang, and this film is, well, I'm going to call it Spies, but I think it's Spion. It's another one that's it's a really long film, 150 minutes, black and white, silent film, but really good. And funny enough, in this film, the fella is walking along the street and you can see a poster for Metropolis on the wall. So that's a bit of a callback to his film that he had out before this film. metropolis. So yes, really, really good. And I wanted to see another film that starred this German actress who was in Frau im Mond, who I thought was brilliant in that film. And yes, she is brilliant in this film as well. Got a really interesting face, and also her eyes are meant to be some of the bluest eyes you'll ever see. I know you can only see it on black and white, but that doesn't matter. You can see that there's something going on with these eyes anyway. So yes, so thanks very much. That is my haul for March. I will come back and do another one for April. And the April one will be obviously in full lockdown, so they will all have been bought online. So thank you very much for listening to this video. Take care, and also I will see you on the next video. Cheers.